Audi TT Mk1 3.2 V6, removing the engine undertray.
Hi all, Ad here and welcome back to the channel, where today I'm actually undertaking an oil change, but as part of that oil change I need to remove the undertray beneath the engine on the 3.2 V6. Now that sounds quite a simple job, doesn't it? But compared to the 225 or the 180, the undertray is very different. When you look at it, it's a two-piece undertray and it's held in with a lot of different fixings to the 225. Gone are the T25 screw fixings, and now there's lots of star screws and different bolts. There's also an awful lot of rivets holding it together, so I'm going to show you exactly which of the bolts you need to undo to get your undertray off first time. As you can see, the car is secured on axle stands already. Now the first two to remove are these bolts at the back, which are a 10mm size. There's one either side at the rear of the undertray, so we'll get those off first.
If you have worked on a 180 or a 225 undertray, you will know they are all plastic. It is very clear from working on the 3.2 that this is actually a two-part tray, and the rear is made of metal, which introduced a new challenge of extra weight when refitting.
Coming slightly further forward, you've got this really large spline bit here. There's one of these on either side of the car. Another one over here. So we'll take that off next.
These M14 spline bolts are extremely tight and bolt into the underside of the front subframe, but they must and do come out.
Now I was a little concerned then removing that, because as you can see from the thread, it's quite a close thread. It took a lot of pressure to remove that. So let's get that one out. Move across to the other side. And this is really done up tight, so I'm going to put an extension bar on this because I can't even shift that. There you go. So the back of the undertray is now loose.
I would recommend placing a trolley jack under slight tension to support the rear of the undertray as you remove the rear bolts. As mentioned, it carries a serious amount of weight and you don't want it coming crashing down on top of you as you remove it, or worse still, break some of the fixings still attached. Use the jack to support it when refitting is also a good idea.
For those of you that have seen my other videos, you'll know that I put all my bolts into a piece of cardboard, so I know exactly in which order they come out. So you can see I can put them back on the right side of the car when I need to. So the 6 bolts at the front are a T45 Torx bit.
You can see the 6 screw locations here, and despite them needing to come out at every oil change, they do seize up, so it's always worth using some penetrating fluid if proving difficult.
So this is the last bolt coming out now. Just inside each front wheel arch, you'll also notice there are these 2 plastic screws which connect the bodywork to the undertray. So you need to remove these before you take the undertray off. On the passenger side of the undertray, to the outside edge of the gearbox, you'll also see these 2 T20 Torx Bit Screws. So we need to take those out as well to detach them from the metal undertray. Now that's all the bolts detached. All I need to do now is slide the undertray backwards towards the jack. The jack is under pressure but not completely tight against the car. The undertray has dropped slightly, which is what we want because we need some movement. All I'm going to do now is slide it backwards, disengaging these tabs at the very front, like so. Because the front is plastic and the back is metal, it is now completely supported. I can put my hand under it and I'm going to slide it forward off the jack like so. Wow, this undertray is massive compared to the other one. It weighs a ton. It's got some serious weight into it. The 225 under tray, which I'm going to offer up in front, completely different size and shape. It weighs nothing. The 225 under tray weighs nothing. Piece of plastic, I can hold it in one hand. So let's do a side-by-side comparison. Here is the 225 under tray, and this is held in place with a few small T20 bolts around the outside. Very minimal fixings, it's plastic. Yeah, over here is the 3.2 under tray, a lot more significant, a lot more hardware, and much more heavy duty fixings on the under tray. Let's take that outside so I can show you where all the fixtures and fittings go in the daylight. So here's the 3.2 under tray, and we can see here and here is where the two 12mm spline bolts went. At the back here we've got this one and this one that are the 10mm bolts, and then moving to the front we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They are our T45 Torx bits.
And not forgetting the two T20 Torx bolts at the side.
At the side you've got the wheel arch fixings, so I can get on with my oil change now. So that's my under tray removed, and I hope you found this video useful. If you have, then please do give this video a thumbs up, and also think about subscribing to my channel if you've not already done so, where you'll find more content on the Audi TT Mk1. As always, thanks for watching and see you soon. Take care.